Carmella-T. So I haven't been on here live like forever. Decided to just jump on impromptu, and I was over on TikTok beginning this, and I said, you know what? Let me go over to Echo Art with Carmella-T to continue working. So we create with our recycled materials, fabrics, and supplies, and it's our way to give the earth a little hug. And the more that we can recycle, we actually help habitats like the polar bears habitat, which is why I create the polar bears, to bring more awareness to the struggle that they are experiencing right now as the glaciers are melting. So their food sources are depleting and they're trying to forage and go onto the land and find food that way. Some of them are making it and some of them are not finding enough food. So this is just my way, in my small way, to bring some awareness to the polar bear's demise. So guess what? Making another polar bear, and now this polar bear is about 10 by 10. And this little one, this is a grizzly. We had finished the grizzly. It's a totally different anatomy. This one is 5 by 7. Look, you can see the difference. So the one that I'm making is 10 by 10. So I want it to be larger, and for an upcoming exhibit, and I'll share with you, the closer I get to it, the theme and the idea of the project. So what you see here is the center. This is going to be the center of the polar bear. And you see it looks like an egg shape. So as you're building this shape, you do not want the ends of it around it to taper. Don't let them taper, but just keep building around. And now some people do start with a ball, but you want to consider the anatomy of your polar bear. The body is just naturally longer. Hi, how are you today? Thanks for being here. And the head is small relative to the size of the body. So you can see here with this polar bear, take this out, that you can see that the head is, it's a little flatter here, and it's a little bit smaller, yeah, as in relative to the body. The back legs are longer, that's the anatomy of the polar bear, and the front legs are just a tad shorter. So so the polar bear, yeah, its environment is in distress. There's no doubt about it. There are things that we can do individually to help. And they're as simple as actually what we promote on this channel is recycle. So that's one. Another one is individually, we can use LED lights. Another one is we can use the renewable energy. And I'm not sure. Okay, so the renewable, using the renewable energy is a huge way to make a really good effect on the environment. So this center of the polar bear, it starts like egg shape, or kind of like a cylinder shape. And as you continue to build with, if you're new to needle felting, what you want to do is splay it. So you want to pull horizontally, you want to pull vertically, you want to pull diagonally, okay? And then once you've got it really splayed really well, and not too thin, but just enough so that you are actually adding to the piece. You're making it larger. So, and then you just continue to needle felt. And to do your now some people use 2-3 prong needle felting needles, and I find those bulky. I find this one I'm able to move along with better. So, and I just continue to, I try to evenly wrap it as I'm going along. So, and I definitely want the piece to not be squishy. You want it to be a nice firm piece so you can build. So when you have your polar bear, you know, it has substance to it. And now this is the Boro Sashiko. This particular one is actually Kawandi inspired. Okay, so it's a Kawandi inspired piece, and that's just sitting on this particular bear. Now this polar bear, I'm sorry, this grizzly, so this shows how you can needle felt different objects and actually catch them or wet and use the wool as a web to hold them. And the concept you see there, you'll see it in like felted soap or the felted stones that you might see in an art shop. And that's the same concept that I used in just adding these pieces of natural wood. So we're going to continue this. And I thought I would just jump on here and simply share this with you on YouTube, at the YouTube community. So anyone who's out there doing their needle felting, if you're trying to create any kind of wildlife or form, you're trying to create a 3D form, what you want to do is look at each part of its form and what that shape is. And then first make your shapes, and from there, then you can go ahead and connect them. So with that, I hope that that helps. And if anyone has any questions, you're just beginning your needle felting, or you need help on something, or you keep running into some kind of an issue, you know, let me know. But look how large that got in just the time we've been here, and we've only been on here a few minutes. So again, for those of you just joining, hi there, how are you? You're going to take it and splay. Okay, so you're going to pull this way, you're going to pull up, diagonal, diagonal again, across, and that's how you're going to do it. And this is all natural fibers, so there's no way that, you know, you're going to hurt it at all. And you can, if you have too much, just take a little bit out. If you need more, just add more. So then again, we just wrap it around, and every time you wrap around, it's exponentially larger. So for those of you who are really good with your math, you love the word exponentially, you know this is going to go fast. Okay, and so we're just going to wrap that, and then we're going to continue to needle felt. So I thank you for being with me today. I usually don't go live for a good number of reasons, but I love the community, and I know so many of you are out there trying to, you're looking for inspiration, you're looking for your artistic self, you're trying to figure out what is it that you want to do in the way of creativity. So this is a wonderful, wonderful way to create and get the message out, some kind of positive message of whatever it is that you want. And so we're going to do the side, and I just fold it. So like I said, I want the ends to be tapered, and I want to keep the form. And just keep going like that. So I thank you so much for being with me today, for those of you who joined, and your comments. And with that, you have an absolutely beautiful day, and I will see you in the next one.